I'm Greg with Greg's Airbrushing, and today we're going to do some license plates. We're going to show you guys how to do car tags. It's very easy to do. You can make a lot of money doing the car tags. And today we got an order for 2 of them, so check us out. Remember, here's one thing that I want to show you. When you get the car tags, in most cases they're going to come with a plastic sleeve over them. Make sure you take the plastic sleeve off. I've had artists who completed their whole tag, clear coated, and set it under heat. And until the plastic started bubbling up, they didn't realize that they had left the plastic sleeve over it. So make sure you take the skin off of it. Okay. So the one thing you want to remember is to actually coat your tag with a light dust of white. Okay? That's going to act as your primer. So I'm going to lightly dust the tag. Okay? Really kind of cleaning up the fingerprints that you may have put on them. Okay? And all the customer wants it to read is who, where, and what. So we're going to use a brush stroke. Brush stroke is pretty simple to do. I use kind of like I count to 3 in most cases, and by that time I've laid out the letter enough to move on to the next step. I may have to go back over it, but as you can see right here, about 3 or 4 passes and you're good to go. If you want to go back over the letter, you can. You see how I did the curved part in a brush stroke? You can still have a curve in it. It just doesn't have to be perfect. All I'm doing is dagger strokes. See how I'm kind of exaggerating certain letters? You can do a brush stroke any way you like it. Okay, this right here is pretty much what the customer wanted, just to kind of lay out who, what, and where, just a random way on his car tag. We're going to kind of jazz it up just a little bit by giving it a little frame. And as you notice, a car tag is a metal surface. So unlike t-shirts, a metal surface is not going to absorb as much paint. So watch your air pressure, number 1, and watch how close you get to the car tag, because if you get too close to it, you could get that spider web effect. Okay? If it's too much pressure on it. Okay, so now we're going to add just a little bit of drop shadow to kind of give the tag a little more life. And the big thing is just making sure that your drop shadow doesn't compete with your writing. We want to make sure that everyone can still read the tag. Okay? Okay, I'm going to come back and add a couple highlights to it. And as you can see how close I'm getting. Okay, so we're just going to continue to add highlights across the top of our letters. Okay, because it's a pretty simple design. So we want to try to make it look as nice as we can, but in consistency with what the customer wants. The customer wants this. Okay. All right, so we're pretty much done with this tag. It's not the flashiest tag, but it's what the customer wanted, so that's why we're in business. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do another tag. Give me just a second to get set up, and I'll be right back with you. All right, so this is tag number 2. The background on tag number 2 is going to have a tannish, beigeish, gold background to it. So I'm just going to lay out the background first. And as you can see, I'm lightly dusting the metal surface. Okay. Fanning it out. My air pressure is a little high, but I'm used to writing on card tags, so I would suggest to anyone just starting out to probably keep your air pressure at right around 35 to 40 psi. Okay, so we have a light gray, and now we're going to add a little beige, and then a little gold. Alright, so we have our background laid out now. Remember to keep a blow dryer with you when you're doing card tags so you can immediately dry your card tag once you lay your surface. There's nothing more frustrating to lay out the background of a card tag and then hit it with some air as you're beginning to airbrush and get that spiderweb effect. So the blow dryer helps to dry your surface. Then we're just going to go back into our design and change it up a little bit. Remember, in the brush stroke, just kind of stick with 3 to 4 passes and you're fine. Okay, and like we did before, we're going to go back in it and add our drop shadow. The drop shadow should not compete with your writing. Alright, I'm going to add just a little bit of a gray dust around the trim of the tag. And I'm going to add some gold faded accent to it. Something really light. Metallic gold picks up really fast. So all you really want to do is just lightly add it to the base, because once we clear coat the tag, we can use a can clear coat. That gold is going to pop right off the letter. So you don't need that much gold. Okay. Going to add the white highlights like we did our other tag. And notice when I do the highlights on certain letters, on the T, I help to define the T by putting the highlight here and moving away from it. Just like I did with the R and the E here. So that is writing on car tags. It's very simple to do. Just remember to practice, 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 because it's going to be how you apply the paint to the tag that makes you successful when it comes to writing on car tags. Okay, so it's going to take you some time to get it down on how your air pressure should be, but there's really no cookie cutter situation. Just turn the pressure down to where it fits your situation and continue with your artwork. Hopefully this helps. I'm Greg Edwards with Greg's Airbrushing.